right, good. You're right.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome.
It's the Geek with Muscles.
Hey, everybody.
Geek with Muscles podcast.
It's about science, technology, spirituality, and something else.
I think I pushed the wrong button.
Welcome.
I think I pushed the wrong button. Yeah, whatever. And hey, everybody, welcome to season 5 of the Geek with Muscles podcast. Woo!
Excellent. Absolutely excellent.
And I'd like to welcome my co-host, the almost famous DJ George Jed.
What's up, everybody?
How you doing, George? Welcome to season 5.
Yeah, I didn't expect we were that far in technology here.
I know, right? We're doing video.
Hey, Mike, this is Tommy.
And there goes Tommy. He's popping up
Hey,
there. So
Tommy.
this is our very first episode doing. Actually, do you remember? It's actually our second try doing video because the first time I actually literally forgot to press record. Do you remember that? It was like a couple of years ago.
All right.
And so we haven't tried it again since. Your video is coming in a little bit grainy, but we'll I don't know if that's just for bandwidth purposes and once we download it, but we'll figure it out afterwards.
Yeah.
But this is officially our first video episode and our first episode of season 5.
Hey.
So, and that brings us to the title of our show, which is Will Smith Creates Season 5. So this is very interesting because everybody knows what happened during the Oscars, and I actually forgot to bring up my little clip that I wanted to play of the Oscars of the whole debacle with Will Smith. You know,
Right.
I don't even think I need to because everyone's seen it, everybody's heard it. But I was talking to George today, and he's got such an interesting take on this entire thing. So I said, this is it. We're creating season 5 of the Geek with Muscles podcast because of what happened in the Oscars. So George, go ahead and tell why I drink this lovely rosé. Tell us.
All right, I'm going to try to do this in less than 3 minutes, and I'm going to get
here we go.
straight to the point. Yeah, straight to the point. Number one, it's the whole thing is silly. Okay, I go on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram to enjoy myself. Okay, I like to see different stories, different things. My feed is completely bombarded with one topic and one topic only. And I don't mean just like maybe 3 friends. I mean everyone. It's one after another over the same thing. Will Smith and the slap. Have you seen the slap? That was day 1. So I said, you know what? I got fed up. I said, I'm not going to watch any social media for a whole day. Next day I get on. Now we're starting the jokes. Now we're getting memes. And we're getting the people that didn't tune in yesterday saying, hey, did you see the Will Smith slap? I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? So I'm not having a good time with social media. Not having a good time.
You know, it sounds like you might be suffering from this very same condition that we've been talking about for so many years. Is this fine condition causes a social media burnout? This is my professional opinion. I've been classically trained by Dr. Freud, and
I thought it was Dr. Ruth. Honestly.
Oh my God, no, don't mention Dr. Ruth.
No?
I am 1 degree separated from her and not in a good way. Well, I can't say. I feel bad about it now in retrospect. I feel bad about it. Can I talk about it real quick? Or is that too much of a tangent? Okay.
Yeah, let's go back to what we were talking about.
So, okay, you didn't take up your whole 3 minutes, so I feel kind of bad because right away I start going on this tangent. But, so do you think it's a possibility that it's a type of social media burnout?
It was, listen, I've been burnt out watching CNN, MSNBC. I tune in Fox News every now and then just to see what they're saying. And it's Ukraine. It's a month and a half already, going on 2 months. And that's all the news we have. So I tune into social media for other news, and now it's Will Smith, and Rock, Will Smith and Rock, Will Smith and Rock. So I'm done. I don't have anywhere else to get news. I'm a zombie now. I got Iraq or not Iraq, sorry, Ukraine or the Rock, whatever. You know what I mean?
Type of zombie, not that type. Okay, I poor George. My heart breaks for you because I think you're suffering from. I think your reaction might be different from this if you were. So I think you have a type of burnout that's overlaying on top of this. It's exasperating. I'm not saying that right. Exasperating.
It
This
sounds right
whole
to me.
situation.
Yeah.
I think that's what's happening. What do you think?
I'm not looking at Facebook
You can't
or
even
Instagram.
think about it.
I can't because
It really burns you out.
It is. It's burning me up, and it's burning me up inside that everyone's talking about it.
Well, when I
It's
first saw it,
stupid anyway.
Well, when I first saw it, my first knee-jerk reaction was, good for Will Smith. You know, he's sticking up for his woman and he's sticking up for his wife. And then after I had time to digest it, I was like, holy shit, did Will Smith just commit assault on international television and commit a crime and punch somebody?
It's only a crime if you charge him for a crime.
Right.
If Chris Rock doesn't charge him or doesn't press charges, it's not really a crime.
Right. Yeah. So, like, well, in that situation, well, yeah, I guess. But I'm just like,
because he might be okay with it. He might like it.
It brings up all. Don't you think, George? It brings up all kinds of social issues.
It does because, like I said, it has affected me where I don't want to know about it, and I don't know where else to get my my entertainment.
Well, we're gonna make a phone call.
Oh.
We're going to call somebody. You're not going
to call AA meeting.
I know somebody who has a very strong opinion about this.
That's
and we're going to call her, and she's actually returning to the show because she was on a previous episode.
Okay.
And
who's that?
Miss Pauline.
Oh.
Miss Pauline. Do you remember Miss Pauline?
She's
a fellow computer geek like me. Let's see if she picks up the phone. Let's see. Too loud, I wonder? No,
it's fine. I hear it fine.
Hello.
She's too loud.
Miss Hite, welcome to the Geek with Muscles podcast.
Hello.
Say hello to George.
Hello, George. How are you?
How you doing, Pauline? Welcome back.
Oh, is this the George I spoke to a long time ago in one of your other fabulous podcasts?
Yes.
The only one. Yes, the only one.
The only one. Okay, George. I'm the only.
The almost
Pauline
famous.
knows.
Yeah, the almost famous George.
So, Miss Hite, can we pick your brain for a second?
Just a little minute, yes.
Just a little minute?
Okay,
so yes. George and I are having a discussion because we brought up the whole Will Smith thing and the slap heard around the world.
Mm-hmm.
And pobrecito George, I think he's having like social media burnout. He can't like he literally didn't get on Facebook for 3 days because of it. But you told me earlier today you even had trouble sleeping after you saw it.
I did. Yes, that's very correct.
Tell us a little bit about that, please.
Okay, so I didn't watch the Oscars. I haven't watched the Oscars in years. And let me tell you, when I was a young girl, like many people, when there were just like 6 channels on TV, the Oscars used to be a big deal. So you used to sit down and watch it with your parents and so on. But, as a grown up with children and 500 channels on TV, the Oscars is the last thing on my mind. I was watching YouTube. And one of the vloggers that I usually look to for just the stupid celebrity gossip,
right,
flashed this thing across the screen. It came across my screen and it was like, Will Smith smacks Chris Rock. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, that sounds ridiculous. But anyway, I started looking and I went on Instagram, I went on Twitter, and right there you see Will Smith smacking Chris Rock. And at first I said, oh, that's completely staged. That makes no sense. But then I started looking into it more, and I saw him say, keep my wife's effing name out of your mouth. And I was like, wait a minute, is this for real? And the more I looked into it, I was like, oh my God, I just cannot believe it. I can't believe that this happened at the Oscars. I was not I mean, immediately I just felt sick. I felt sick about the whole situation. I didn't sleep all night over that.
Wow.
It bothered me to my core. I think what bothered me most is that just a couple of years before, you were guys, Jada and Will Smith, were talking about how they boycotted the Oscars because he did not get a nomination for a role that they felt he should have got the nomination for. And I was like, you all are just spoiled. That's just crazy. You don't
Yeah.
boycott the Oscars for that. But then they were saying that it was so whitewashed.
Mhm.
And now here, you are up for an Oscar. And let me tell you, I didn't even know the man was up for an Oscar. I knew that he had won an award previously. But like I said, I wasn't really keeping track of all the stuff. I don't care. I have a life. We have things to do. So, I mean, when I saw that and I was like, but wait a minute, just a couple of years before, you guys were talking about how it was so whitewashed. Now, here you are. I did hear that the first ever openly queer actor and a Latina had won in another category for West Side Story. And so obviously all these wonderful things were happening at the Oscar and you slapped Chris Rock. So I watched it and I was like, oh, he really slapped him. Like, oh my God, he slapped him. And Chris Rock kept his composure and didn't say anything. And, he was just like, Will Smith just slapped the S out of me.
Right.
And then people started saying, oh, well, she has alopecia. I was like, oh, she has alopecia? Like, is that why she shaved her head? Because if you know anything about Jada, and I've always liked Jada Pinkett Smith from the very beginning, from when she used to be on one of my favorite shows, which was a spin-off of the Cosby Show, Hillman College, Different World. I always loved her from a Different World. I loved her character. Her character was Lena. I loved her character. So, I've kept somewhat of tabs in it, but I know that she shaves her head all the time. It's like nothing, it's not a big deal for her to shave her head. But I did know that she was having some issues with her hair. And she had said one time that she did not know what it was. They hadn't diagnosed it yet. So yesterday when I heard it was alopecia, I was like, oh, okay, she has alopecia. She just shaved her hair. I was like, okay. To me, she looked great. Good for you, whatever, let's keep it rolling. But then when I heard the joke, I was like, so what's bad about the joke?
Right.
What was so triggering for him about the joke? She looks like G.I. Jane. Yeah,
Right.
you kind of do look like G.I. Jane. You have a shaved head. But then people started with this narrative of, oh, you should never joke about a woman's condition. No, she's a medical condition. I'm like, really,
She
people?
talked
A
about it,
medical
though. She
condition?
talked about it in public. Prior to this, she talked about it anyway. So this is not
She
first
talks about
news.
everything in public. She
Right.
talks about everything in public.
Right. So all of a sudden, yeah.
This should be a lesson for them. Keep your mouth shut. They have talked about everything in public. Now you have a problem when Chris Rock makes a joke about G.I. Jane. He didn't make a joke about alopecia. He didn't make a joke about a medical condition. People are using that as an excuse. It's an excuse.
I agree because you made a point earlier when we were talking about this like hours and hours ago. You made a point earlier that she was talking about the affair she had with a 21-year-old that was a friend of her son's.
Yes.
Right? And so
that's right.
her son brings home a friend who's having mental health issues.
Correct.
And she ends up sleeping with him for Lord knows how long with Will Smith in the house.
With Will Smith in the house. But nobody gets upset about that. And the fact that Regina Hall and Amy Schumer made jokes about that.
Yeah.
I'm not to get mad at that.
No, and then they make a joke about her hair and suddenly it's like...
Yeah, that made some flip.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's like Armageddon. And the fact that, I'm telling you, what I was sick about was that here we are. Finally, we have representation at the table. You are obviously going to win this award, which I care nothing about, really. Rich people problems. And you slap another black man?
Yeah.
Will Smith, the epitome of the good guy. And let me tell you something.
Exactly. You just said it there. The epitome of a good guy.
The
This guy's
epitome-
never gotten in trouble in his life.
Never. And if you watch the Netflix documentary about him, where he wanted to lose all this weight in like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
certain number of weeks. Did you watch the documentary?
I didn't watch the
Re-
documentary, but I heard about it
Oh,
after the whole
it
process.
was so good. It really endeared me to him. It endeared me to him. I was like, he's pushing himself. He talked about the books that he has written, which is proclaimed by so many people. It's acclaimed. I'm sorry, it's acclaimed by so many.
So, Pauline, very, very quick question. I want to get Mike's input on this real quick. I just want to answer a quick rebuttal real quick. It affected you, obviously, and it affected me in a different way because I really honestly can care less what superstars do on their time and what they say and how they say it. It really doesn't affect me at all. And I think it's just stupid. I love publicity. Trust me. I love negative publicity. I like positive publicity. I just think the whole thing is just dumb. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's for us, for you and me to get upset the way we are. It's not normal.
No, it's not that.
So, Mike, what do you have to say? What do you think's going on here?
No, I'm more in agreement with Pauline.
Yeah,
and I think it was a really negative display, and
that's my thing.
Yeah, I just think it could have been handled much better, and I didn't watch the Oscars either, and I used to watch the Oscars a lot, but I think I don't watch the Oscars anymore because I sort of know it's a contest that everybody's paying into. It's not a real contest. It's a bunch of people.
It's a bunch of rich people getting awards. I don't need. They already got enough awards as it is.
Yeah, and they pay each other. They do promotions. They send gift baskets to your house. They they pay for the vote.
Yeah.
And I saw in this special. I don't know if you've ever seen this incredible show called Adam Ruins Everything. I love that show.
Yeah.
And they did one about the Oscars, and they showed how they have these awards called not awards, a promotion called For Your Consideration gifts, that they'll show up with $1,000 watch to a person's house, and they'll show up and they'll say, here, think about voting for our film, and that it costs as much as $10 million to campaign the Academy for, and large part of that money is gifts.
Right. Again, you're gifting rich people that have a career in they're celebrities. Okay, great. You've made it. You make millions of dollars in your film. Now you're getting more rewards, and it's silly. Exactly. I mean, the whole thing is silly to me.
It's become silly to me too. So I don't watch it anymore. But to have this, like Pauline mentioned, to have the whole world watching, and you have a black man hitting another black man, I thought that just sent such a horrible message on top of two men hitting each other. There was so much more weighing on
each other. Only one of them got hit.
Yes, exactly. But there was so much more weighing on this interaction.
Yes. That's what got me sick, George, is the fact that there are certain stereotypes that are perpetuated of black people. One of them being that we can't handle our emotions, that we are violent, that we are violent. And that to me was a complete affirmation to every KKK hood wearing person out there. Yeah. That look, you see, even at this part, all the multimillionaires are here. Even as multimillionaires, they can't handle themselves. You see what we told you? We're right.
Now, the only thing that makes it, now, if we dig deep and we say, okay, so if he wouldn't have said the MF word at the end, right? If he wouldn't have said that, and he would have just said, keep my wife's name out of your mouth twice.
Right.
Okay. And it's a slap. Could have we maybe thought it was staged?
No, he hit the man. That guy didn't look like it was staged. I mean,
at the beginning, I thought it was staged. If I would have seen it without the MF in there, I would have said that was staged, because just the way he did it, the way he slapped and he had like the hand here like this, it looks like he was like, it was almost like a rehearsal, and he didn't hit him up here. He kind of like did it here, you know, and it was so
It
low
was a
here.
chin. But remember,
Right.
he did that movie Ali, so he did a lot of research. I kind of thought about this. I wondered if in his role, right? Because didn't he played Muhammad Ali, right?
Right.
And so
Yeah,
I wonder
but-
if he kind of like, how do you say, when you
listen, he was smiling at the beginning.
Yes.
I don't mean to
He
stop you,
wasn't
but he was
smiling,
smiling
he
at
was
the beginning.
laughing. He
He
was
was laughing.
laughing.
He went over there. He hit him, and then as soon as he turns around, Will Smith turns around. He's smiling. Now, is he smiling because he accomplished what he wanted to do and he got away with it, or was he smiling because it was staged? Now, when he
Well,
comes and sits
we'll
down
never
and
know.
he says the words, that's the whole thing where they're saying, you know, it could be staged, it could be for publicity. Everyone's talking about it, and then they showed charts of how the huge decline that the Oscars has gotten. So they're saying, you know, any publicity is better than nothing, and they've
I
gotten
don't
to a
think
certain
so.
point. I don't know.
No,
Be-
absolutely. Even if it was staged, that's not a good look for either of them. For
They're
Chris
Exactly.
Rock,
actors, though. They're
you mean
actors.
Chris
They're
Rock?
actors,
Yeah.
though.
No, dear. No, dear. You mean that Chris Rock is gonna let Will Smith slap him in front of the whole world and not do anything? Because
He's a comedian. He's a comedian. Comedians can't.
No,
Yeah.
he's not a pushover. He's not a pushover, and that's what he says. That if you he made an
He's made a
interview with People
yeah.
magazine and talked about how he has been a pushover and how he had to learn
All right,
how
so
to deal with his anger.
if we take what you're saying, then Chris should sue him.
Look, Chris.
'Cause how does he get
should have
even?
been
How does he
arrested.
get even if he doesn't
should
sue
have
him?
he doesn't need to get at this point. He doesn't need to get even with him, because just by staying silent, and God knows,
Well,
really refraining from knocking the crap out of him. Because I can tell you one thing, like I told Michael Robert, that if that were my husband and you would have gotten up and slapped him anywhere, on any type of award show or in any scenario of that kind, I would have gotten up and slapped the crap out of your wife and waited for you as you came down. You would not be able. That's
right.
humiliating. It's
But
embarrassing. It's demeaning and degrading.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. It's affected you in a certain way. It's affected me because I really honestly don't care about it. And Mike says, like, Mike, you want to talk about it? And I'm like, really, honestly, I said I don't even care about it. I really honestly don't, but I do have my opinion on it.
No, but I think George cares more about it than he thinks he cares about it.
I think so too.
Because he
No.
stayed off social media for 2 days because
I
of it.
stayed off
He
because
was being bombarded by it. That's all you
being
saw.
bombarded
You didn't
over the
hear
same
about it.
thing. There was no
Yeah,
other news.
yeah.
There was no other news other than that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's not entertainment for me to see the same thing over and over and over
I
again.
think
But it's good for you to get different opinions. I mean, I've watched these.
Oh, but there's a whole bunch of opinions now.
Different opinions for it. But the thing is that, I mean, now they're saying that the Oscars asked him to leave, and he said no. So that makes it worse for him. Like, if they asked you to leave after you slapped the guy, and you said no, that makes it worse. If that's really true now, I don't know.
Yeah,
But
I don't know.
if you really did that, then that means that you became defiant. So pretty much, Will Smith feels that he's entitled. I mean, and beyond,
he's privileged.
and beyond. Yeah, he's privileged.
He's privileged.
And you can't touch me. You can't touch me. You can't do anything because I'm Will Smith.
And then the whole audience gives him a standing ovation.
Exactly, which is just disgusting.
Yeah, that's
and he goes on parties, and he goes on parties at Vanity Fair.
Yeah.
And it's like, and people are like, yeah, congratulations to you. What about the man you just slapped? What about that guy? I mean, it's just, my main thing is, boy, did that make us look bad as a people. I mean, we're trying, especially in the climate we live in now, where you are having all these laws against anything that's not white. All the laws. We can't vote. You can't be gay. You can't be this. You can't be that. And look here, everybody. The blacks are doing exactly what we always said they would. They're violent.
Yep. I agree.
Great.
I agree. Well, Miss Hite,
Thank you.
thank you.
No problem.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for always being such a great guest
Thank you
on
very
the
much.
big podcast.
Hey,
Fred.
you're a returning champion, by the way. You've been on it twice already.
Yes.
Thank you, George. Thank
Yes.
you, George.
Yeah, let's have you on a little bit more than just the 2
I
times.
agree. If
Yeah.
Thank you both.
I like her.
appreciate that.
Thank you. Bye, Miss Hite.
Bye-bye. You'll have a
Bye-bye.
great night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Miss Pauline Hite, everybody. She is awesome, isn't she?
I love her.
We should give her a title, like the official something opinion of
Yeah.
the Geek with Muscles podcast.
Yeah.
That would be very cool. So interesting, George. What did you think of her opinion? And socially, what do you think about it? Do you think Pauline's right? It sends a bad message about Black America, and
it does, because usually you're going to, if you're Black, you're going to attach that to it, and you're gonna take all the things, unfortunately stereotypical things that they say about Black people, and
Right.
they say, yeah, they're what was the word I'm looking for? They get pissed off at everything. They want to fight everything. And, unfortunately, that's just the way it is. I agree with what she's saying, if you want to tie it into that. And I've seen a lot of opinions already, but I don't know, man. It's silly. I just hope it's more of a publicity stunt than anything else, honestly.
I think it would be a really horrible publicity stunt. I think it would.
But everybody's talking about it.
Oh, I know.
Including us.
It did get
right. And like I said, it technically broke the social media.
It did.
As far as I'm concerned.
It broke our dry spell too. I mean, it did. Which we've just been super busy, and our schedules haven't been gelling, and we've all had our personal things we've been doing, and so I'm glad we.
Well, I mean, we've been, like I said, if we do watch the news, it's all 24 hours of the same Ukraine war, and now all of a sudden we got this.
Yeah,
so we
came out of COVID, and then now we have Ukraine, and now it's Will Smith.
Right, now it's Will Smith. Right.
And in some cases, it's
so. What I am going to do for my next DJ show, I'm going to, for a song. I think it's part of Queen. We Are the Champions.
Yes,
right? It's called "We Will Rock You" type thing.
That's
so back in the
songs, That's two.
No, it's two different songs, but it's in the same album.
Oh, same album. Okay.
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wanted to do like a picture, like like two cue cards. When it says "we," and then Will Smith, and then I would put rock.
Rock, that's been done already, right?
It has been done.
Yes, you didn't know that? No. It's a. Oh wait, what happened here? Oops. Are you still there? Okay, so that's interesting. It stopped. Can you hear me, George? I can see you, but I can't. Well, George can hear me. Well, George needs to pop in a second or two. That's interesting. It stopped recording the video and the audio for Zencastr, but that's okay because we have redundant recording going on right now, so we don't have to worry about that. Thank goodness. But I feel so bad because if you're watching this, you can't even watch it on YouTube. George just looks really. He looks so sad. He's like he can't talk. He lost his voice. I'm trying to read his lips. Now he's just cracking me up with all these expressions. But anyway, people, I guess we can wrap up the show now. But that was a really good show. And again, Will Smith and Chris Rock. And yeah, George, take a look at that. There's a meme going around where it's this like picture. Oh, there you go. I heard you, George.
You hear me?
Yes.
Oh,
there you
back.
are. You're back.
Oh, okay.
So, George, yes, they have this thing. They have the Pictionary thing.
Oh, they do?
Yes, they have it. And it says, We will.
You know where
we will
I got
rock
that from?
you.
We used to do that for that's the way. What was it? That's the way I like it.
Oh,
We
that's
used
the
to
way.
do that's the way. I like it. It was back then in the Bajas days.
Oh.
So we will rock you was part of it.
Here, I'll
now
show
you're
it.
saying it's been done.
Yeah, I'll
Well,
show.
that
I'm
sucks.
gonna.
Well, forget it. Now I'm more depressed.
See, here it is. Look.
Oh,
You see that?
yeah.
Dun dun.
Well,
dun.
but
And,
I'm
and
gonna
for
do the
we,
picture- I
it's
wanna
just
do
a.
the pictures though. I want to do the pictures.
That's what this is. It's pictures. It's a Nintendo
but-
Wii, and
Yeah.
we will. It's just picture of Will. We will. Chris Rock you.
I'm gonna show the pictures though. Well,
Okay.
I'm now, like I said,
You're over it.
I'm over everything. I'm over it. I'm
poor-
disappearing. I'm off
poor
for 30
George.
days. I'm turning everything off.
No, you're not. Are you really?
Can we do another podcast right after this?
What is it gonna be about? No, it'll be a silent podcast. It'll be Where's George?
Let's oh wait, you stopped it.
I told you it stopped on its own, but I'm still recording the audio.
Audio?
I'm still recording the audio on.
Okay.
But the video stopped. I'm
Why don't
using.
you wrap? Okay, why don't you wrap up the show then?
That's what I was doing, but then you came back.
Oh, okay. I don't know how this technology.
Okay, I don't even need to edit the show. Okay, well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us on our season 5 opener of the Geek with Muscles podcast. And George, where can we find you? But wait, no, we can't find you anywhere.
You can't find me anywhere. I'm off. 30 days. I'm done. Don't contact me.
Okay, with that being said, thank you. Is that for real? Don't contact George. George, you look so sad.
Seriously,
I wish
don't
the
wanna
video
talk
didn't.
about it.
I wish the video didn't stop because you look so sad.
I'm out. Bye.
Okay, bye everybody. Thank you.
Thanks for listening.
You can find more of me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and geekwithmuscles.com.
We absolutely loved having you.
I think I pushed the wrong button.